Chosen one, pause for a moment and truly feel the weight of this moment. If you are here now, it is no coincidence. Your presence in this message is a sign, a testament to something greater at play. In this very instant, as you read these words, something profound is unfolding, something that transcends what you've ever known. You were born for more than mere survival. You are here to leave a mark on this world that echoes through the very fabric of existence. And I want you to understand this with every fiber of your being. The path you walk is not an ordinary one, but one steeped in power, light, and divine purpose. The journey ahead is not for the faint of heart. You will face adversities that seem insurmountable, enemies you can't comprehend, and trials that will test the very core of your being. But let me make one thing clear. You were never meant to hide in the shadows or shrink before the forces that seek to destroy you. You are the light in this world, the very essence that challenges the darkness. The forces of the universe have seen you and your power, and they know you are capable of altering the course of reality. Now, as you step into this understanding, I want you to recognize something important. The world around you is not as it seems. What you perceive as conflict, struggle, or even suffering is merely part of a larger game, one that has been played for eons between light and darkness. This is not just your story. This is the story of all beings who have ever walked this earth with a higher purpose. Your strength, your unwavering resolve, and your unyielding light are all part of a cosmic dance, one that has been set in motion long before you took your first breath. And now you are being called to rise, to embrace your truth, and to confront the darkness that seeks to extinguish you. But know this, the darkness is about to face something it has never encountered before. Something that will change everything. That something, chosen one, is you. The demon's mission, destroy and annihilate. From the very moment the demon set its eyes on you, it knew its mission was clear. Destroy, destabilize, and extinguish the light that you carry within. It had done this countless times before, stalking its prey with precision, crushing those who stood in its way, and bringing fear to the hearts of even the most resilient souls. For it, the task was simple. It was not personal, but a matter of power, a conquest to rid the world of anything that threatened the darkness. Its eyes were set on one goal, your destruction. This demon was not born of flesh and blood, but of the deepest shadows, forged in realms you cannot even fathom. It had been tasked with eliminating you from this world, and it thought it knew exactly how to do it. It knew how to make you tremble, how to manipulate your fears, how to erode your confidence, and how to break you down until there was nothing left but a hollow shell of what you once were. It had done it before, and it was ready to do it again. You, however, were different. As the demon came closer to you, its senses expected fear, hatred, anger, emotions it could manipulate and twist to its advantage. It had seen them all before in others, but when it encountered you, it was met with something far beyond what it could have anticipated. It found a stillness, a force so calm, so resolute, that it could not even fathom what it was facing. The demon had prepared for battle, but instead it was confronting a truth that it couldn't control, a light it could not extinguish. This was no ordinary battle of good versus evil. What was about to unfold was something far more significant, a moment that would shake the very foundations of the spiritual realm, a shift so deep that even the demon itself would be forever altered. The unseen power of the chosen one. You may not see it yet, but there is a power within you that is far greater than any force of darkness. It is not the power of strength or physical prowess. It is not the power of aggression or force. It is the power of your essence, the light that emanates from within you, and the unshakable truth that you carry, even in the face of unimaginable darkness. This power is not something you can control or manipulate. It is a part of who you are, as inherent to you as the air you breathe. It cannot be created or destroyed, for it is woven into the very fabric of existence itself. This light that you carry does not simply repel darkness, it transforms it. The demon, sent to destroy you, expected to break you, to unravel you with fear and manipulation. But what it did not realize was that your power was never about resisting or fighting back in the traditional sense. Your power lies in your ability to remain rooted in your truth, to remain still and unshaken when everything around you trembles. As the demon tried to shake your confidence, as it threw its manipulative tactics and twisted illusions your way, it was met with something it could never comprehend: peace. A peace that disarmed it, that revealed to it the cracks in its own essence. The more it sought to dominate, the more it found itself questioning, doubting, unraveling. Every attempt to destabilize you resulted in the opposite. Your calmness revealed the flaws in its own foundation, and in turn, that flaw became a reflection of its weakness. Your light does not simply survive darkness, it exposes it. Your essence, unwavering and pure, shines into the very core of the demon, revealing its vulnerabilities, its fears, and its limitations. And this, chosen one, is where your true power lies, in your ability to remain true to yourself, to stand firm in your light, and to expose the darkness for what it truly is. This is a power that cannot be manipulated, controlled, or extinguished. It is eternal, it is undeniable, and it is the very force that will transform this world. The spiritual and cosmic battle. The moment you crossed paths with the demon, something far greater than a mere battle unfolded. What seemed like a physical confrontation was, in truth, a cosmic event, a clash not only between two beings, but between entire forces of light and darkness, order and chaos. You may not see it on the surface, but every action you take, every decision you make, creates a ripple that extends far beyond your immediate world. This is the nature of your existence as a chosen one. You do not simply exist in this realm, you exist across dimensions, touching energies you cannot even comprehend. The battle you face is not merely of the flesh, but a spiritual and cosmic struggle that has been taking place long before your arrival. The demon, bred from the darkest corners of existence, came into this world with one purpose: to destroy what you carry, the light that has the power to shift the very balance of the universe. But in doing so, it unleashed something far more significant. Your light, your essence, is a force of nature, not bound by the limitations of time and space. When it collided with the darkness embodied by the demon, it did not simply push back the shadows. It began to challenge the very rules governing existence. What happens when the darkest forces meet a light they cannot bend, a truth they cannot manipulate? They are forced to reevaluate their very purpose, their very nature. This is the deeper struggle at play. You are not merely fighting for your survival, nor for a personal victory over an enemy. You are engaged in a much larger battle, one that transcends time, space, and understanding. The balance between light and darkness is at stake, and your very presence is the catalyst for the shift. This battle is not won through physical combat alone, but through the way you choose to embody your truth, through the way you hold steady in your light, even as the forces of darkness attempt to overwhelm you. Your strength lies in your ability to remain unchanged, to let the battle unfold around you, not through violence, but through the unwavering force of your being. And this, chosen one, is the role you have been called to play, to stand as a pillar of truth in a world that constantly seeks to obscure it. The spiritual and cosmic battle is not only between you and the demon, but between all beings who recognize the true power of light in a world consumed by darkness. And you, chosen one, are the beacon that guides this cosmic evolution. The demon's internal struggle. As the demon faced you, something it had never encountered began to unfold within itself: doubt. It had been sent to destroy you, to break you, but instead, it was being dismantled from within. With each attempt to manipulate you, each illusion it tried to weave, the demon encountered a force it could not control: your unshakable peace. It had destroyed many before you, using fear, manipulation, and chaos to shatter their resolve. But you did not react as it expected. The demon, at first, thought your calmness was a form of weakness, something it could exploit, something that would eventually crack under the pressure. But as the moments passed, it began to see the truth. It was not your calm that was a weakness, it was its own fear that had been exposed. In the presence of your truth, its own insecurities, doubts, and limitations became apparent. The demon began to realize that it was not in control of this situation as it had always been before. The more it tried to break you, the more it saw its own flaws. It began to ask itself questions it had never considered. Why am I doing this? What is my true purpose? Am I bound to this role of destruction? The very essence of the demon was in conflict with itself, torn between its programmed mission and the undeniable truth it was now confronting. This internal struggle was painful, a battle of identity. The demon had always seen itself as a force of control, an agent of destruction that imposed its will upon others. But here, in the face of your light, it was being forced to confront its own fragility. It began to see the cracks in its own foundation, the deep wounds that had shaped its existence. It was not you, chosen one, who made it question its purpose. It was the power of your essence, the unshakable truth you embodied. And this truth, this authenticity, was like a mirror, reflecting the demon's own weakness. For the first time in its existence, the demon was not in control. It was being forced to face the very thing it had always tried to avoid, its own vulnerability. And this realization, as painful as it was the beginning of the demon's transformation. The darkness it had once embraced, as its identity was now exposed for what it truly was, a fear, a defense mechanism, a facade. And the light you carried began to reveal that there was another possibility, another path. It was not just a battle of external forces. It was a confrontation between the demon and itself, and this internal struggle would determine not only its fate, but the fate of everything it had ever known. The demon's awakening, admiration, and self-reflection. As the battle unfolded, something extraordinary began to occur within the demon. What it thought would be a simple task of breaking you, of overwhelming you with its power, turned into something far more profound. It began to admire you, not because of your strength, but because of something much deeper, something it had never encountered before. It saw in you a power that was not based on control or manipulation, but on authenticity and truth. Your calmness, your unwavering resolve in the face of the most extreme darkness, made the demon question everything it had known. For the first time, it realized that your power was not something it could defeat or manipulate. It wasn't something external. It was deeply rooted within you, a force that emanated from your very being. The demon, an entity that had been trained to dominate and destroy, now found itself disarmed, not by physical strength, but by the sheer force of your presence. Your authenticity became its greatest challenge. It could not break you with its illusions, its lies, or its fears. Instead, it saw its own truths reflected back at it, truths it had long avoided. This was a moment of self-reflection for the demon. It had been created to destroy, to dominate, to break others. But in the face of you, it began to wonder if there was another path. Could it change? Could it embrace a new possibility, a new identity, one not based on destruction, but on understanding and transformation? Your light, without you even trying, began to awaken something within the demon, a desire to change, to see the world differently. It began to realize that its existence did not have to be defined by destruction. It was as if a seed of change had been planted, and though it was reluctant to admit it, the demon knew that it had just been forever altered. This awakening was not immediate, nor was it easy. The demon struggled with the possibility that it could be something more than what it had been created to be. But the process had begun, and even in its darkest moments, as it tried desperately to hold on to the control it once had, the truth you carried continued to resonate within it. It began to admire your strength, not because it wanted to break you, but because it saw that your strength was not something to be feared. It was something that could transform not only the darkness around you, but also the darkness within it. Your light, once seen as a threat, was now seen as a possibility, a path toward redemption, a chance for something different. And as the demon faced this new reality, it could not deny the change that had begun within itself. The battle, once about destruction, had become about transformation. And in that transformation, Both you and the demon were being awakened to something far greater than either could have imagined. The cosmic ripple transforming the universe. When the forces of light and darkness collide, it is never a mere physical confrontation. It is an event that reverberates across the very fabric of the universe. What you experienced with the demon was not just a personal battle. It was a cosmic event, the effects of which reach far beyond your understanding. The moment you stood firm in your light, when you refused to succumb to the darkness, something shifted on a scale that goes beyond the physical world. Your very presence, your unwavering truth, sent ripples through dimensions unseen, affecting the spiritual realms in ways that cannot be comprehended by ordinary human perception. Every choice you made, every action you took, every moment you held steady in your light, created a wave that spread outward, altering the balance of forces in the universe. This is not just about the impact on the demon, though that transformation is profound. It is about the shift in the balance between light and darkness that you, simply by being who you are, catalyzed. The spiritual equilibrium of existence itself was disrupted in that moment. Your ability to hold steady, to embody your truth without compromise, not only disarmed the demon, but also challenged the entire paradigm. You are not just one soul fighting against an adversary. You are a living, breathing force that affects everything around you. When light confronts darkness with such authenticity, it cannot help but leave a mark on the universe. The ripple effect of this encounter will continue to unfold, creating changes in ways that will unfold over time. This is the power you carry within you, the ability to change not just your own world, but the world of all who encounter you. Every time you choose light over darkness, you are planting seeds that will sprout in ways you cannot predict. The universe, in all its vastness, has taken notice. The forces of creation and destruction are forever altered because of your presence. And this is only the beginning. The demon's transformation from predator to seeker. The demon that was once sent to destroy you, to annihilate your essence, is now caught in a transformation that it never expected. It came to you as a predator, a being bred to seek out and extinguish what threatened its existence. For eons, it had been a tool of darkness, manipulating, controlling, and destroying all those who stood in its way. But when it met you, everything changed. The demon's initial confidence in its power began to unravel as it encountered something it could not control. Your light exposed its flaws, not just on the surface, but deep within its core. It began to question its existence, the very purpose it had been created for. For the first time, the demon found itself in an unfamiliar position. It was no longer in control. The darkness it had once embraced began to seem hollow, and in its place, something new began to emerge, a longing for change. This was not an easy process for the demon. It had been shaped by its purpose for so long that the idea of transformation felt like a betrayal. But slowly, it began to understand that its role as a predator was not its destiny. It was merely a product of its past, a creature of fear and destruction that had been made to follow orders. But now, faced with your unwavering light, it saw that there was another path, one that did not involve control, manipulation, or destruction. The demon began to shift from a force of annihilation to a seeker of truth. It began to question everything it had been taught. Why had it always followed darkness? Why had it been bound to destruction? It realized that in trying to destroy you, it had exposed itself to the possibility of redemption. The very essence of the demon was being rewritten in real time. It could no longer ignore the seeds of doubt that had been planted within it. It no longer sought to break you, but to understand you, to comprehend the strength and the peace you embodied. This was no longer a battle of destruction. It was a battle for the soul of the demon itself. In its transformation, the demon became something it had never been before, a seeker. It was now on a quest to understand its own essence, to find a truth beyond the role it had been assigned. And while the journey would be long and fraught with difficulty, it was a journey that could lead to something far greater than destruction, a possibility for transformation and healing. The predator was no longer the same. It had been forever altered by the truth it had encountered in you. The chosen one's mission, catalyzing change. Your journey as a chosen one was never meant to be about self-preservation alone. You are not here simply to survive or endure the trials that come your way. No, your mission is far greater than that. You are here to catalyze change on a scale that transcends the personal, the immediate, and the physical. You have been chosen not just to face darkness, but to transform it. Your very essence is a catalyst, a spark that ignites a shift in the very fabric of existence. This is your role, to be a living, breathing agent of change. When you encounter darkness, when you face the trials and obstacles that seem insurmountable, it is not just for you to overcome them. It is for you to show others that change is possible. It is for you to demonstrate that the greatest transformation does not come from destruction, but from integration, from confronting the shadow without losing the light within. Your power lies not in fighting against the darkness, but in embodying your truth so fully that the darkness has no choice but to shift in its presence. You, chosen one, are a walking example of transformation. Every challenge you face, every adversary you confront, is an opportunity for growth, not just for you, but for everyone who witnesses your journey. When you stand firm in your essence, you create the space for others to do the same. The greatest impact you will have is not through force, but through your authenticity, your ability to remain true to yourself in the face of chaos. You are here to show the world that true strength lies not in domination or control, but in the courage to remain unshaken, to stay rooted in your light, and to trust that change will come. You do not need to fight the darkness. You need only to be who you are, and in doing so, you create a ripple that transforms the world around you. The mission of the chosen one is not an easy one, but it is a necessary one. You are not here to live quietly in the shadows. You are here to be the spark that ignites the fire of transformation, not only in yourself, but in everyone you encounter. Your light is a force that cannot be contained. And as you continue on your journey, remember this: you are not just an observer of change, you are the agent of change itself. Your presence alone has the power to alter the course of history. The greater spiritual impact, changing the universe. What happened in that moment of confrontation between you and the demon is far more than a personal victory or a simple battle between light and darkness. It is a cosmic event, a shift that reverberates through the very structure of the universe itself. When a force of light meets a force of darkness, it does not just affect those involved. It impacts everything, every dimension, every plane of existence. Your presence in that encounter triggered a ripple that altered the balance of spiritual forces across the universe. You may not fully comprehend the magnitude of what occurred, but the truth is this: when you stood in your light, unwavering and unshaken, you didn't just change the outcome of a single battle, you changed the course of cosmic destiny. The darkness, which had long believed itself to be invincible, now knows that it can no longer dominate unchecked. The light you carry within you is a force so powerful that it transforms everything it touches. It does not simply oppose the darkness, it challenges it to evolve. The spiritual impact of this encounter goes beyond the immediate battle. It changes the dynamics of existence itself. The forces of light and darkness have always been at odds, but your ability to confront the shadows without succumbing to them, without losing your essence, has opened up new possibilities. The universe, in all its complexity, has taken notice of what transpired. A new pathway has been forged, one that allows for the transformation of darkness, not its destruction. This is no small thing. The impact you've had is still unfolding, and the spiritual balance of the universe is shifting in ways that will continue to reverberate for eternity. This is the true power of the chosen one, to alter not only their own fate, but the fate of the entire universe. Every action you take, every step you walk in your truth, continues to create ripples that expand far beyond what you can see. The universe is changing because you have shown that light does not need to destroy darkness to triumph over it. It can transform it, and in doing so, create a new order. You are the catalyst for this change, and this is just the beginning. The ongoing journey of the chosen one. Now that you have seen the extent of your power, the true depth of what you are capable of, know this: your journey is far from over. You have begun a path that will challenge you in ways you cannot yet imagine, and though you have made great strides, the challenges ahead will test your resolve. But these challenges are not meant to break you, they are meant to push you further, to awaken parts of you that have yet to be discovered. You have learned the power of standing firm in your light, of remaining true to your essence no matter what the world or the forces of darkness throw at you. But now, as you continue your journey, you will be called to expand that light even further. The universe is vast, and there are many who are still lost in the shadows, many who are waiting for someone to show them that light can transform, not just oppose. You are here for a reason, and that reason is greater than anything you can comprehend. You are not just a survivor, you are a guide, a teacher, a beacon for those who are still lost in darkness. The journey ahead is not an easy one, but it is one that only you are meant to walk. And as you continue on this path, remember that your light is not something that can be extinguished. It is not something that can be taken from you. It is an eternal flame that burns brighter with every challenge, with every trial you face. The more you stand in your truth, the more you will inspire those around you to do the same. Your journey is not just about you, it is about the world you are helping to create. The change you have already set in motion will continue to unfold, and you will be at the forefront of it. You are not alone on this journey. As you continue, you will find others who walk the same path, others who share your light. And together, you will transform this world. And even the darkest forces will learn that they cannot prevail against the light you carry. The universe has already begun to change, and it is changing because of you. Keep walking, keep shining, and remember this: your journey is eternal, and your light is your greatest weapon. The world is waiting for you to show up, for you to be the change you wish to see. The time is now.